Welcome back to Chat English. Let's fix the scariest moment in any conversation. Imagine you just introduced yourself perfectly. You used the present, past, and future steps we talked about. You said your name, your job, and your goal. The other person smiles and says, "Nice to meet you." And then silence. Total, agonizing silence. Your hands start to sweat. You desperately search for a word, any word, but your mind is completely empty.
I know that feeling so well. I remember my first week at a new office, standing in the break room with my boss. I had rehearsed my hello for hours, but the second he asked, "How do you like it here?" I just said, "Good." And then we stared at the coffee machine for 2 minutes in total silence. It was absolutely awful.
That is the post-intro freeze, Dave. And today we are going to fix it forever with the AAA framework. By the end of this episode, you will have a simple safety script so you never run out of things to say again.
The AAA framework. That sounds like a battery size, Jessica. Is it going to give us energy?
In a way, yes. It gives energy to the conversation. AAA stands for answer, add, and ask. It is a simple loop you can use to keep talking without stress.
Answer, add, ask. I like that. It sounds easy to remember. But before we get into the steps, why does that silence happen? Why do we freeze right after the introduction?
It usually happens because we treat conversation like a test. We think we need to give the correct answer to a question. If someone asks, "Do you like this party?" our brain says the correct answer is yes. So we say yes. And then the conversation ends because we didn't give the other person anything to work with.
That makes sense. It's like playing tennis, right? If you catch the ball and just hold it, the game stops. You have to hit it back.
Exactly. Conversation is like ping pong or tennis. You have to keep the ball moving. The AAA framework is your technique for hitting the ball back every single time. Shall we break it down?
Let's do it. What is the first A?
The first A is answer. This seems obvious, but there is a trick to it. You want to answer the question, but keep it short. You don't need a monologue.
So if someone asks, "Did you have a good weekend?" I shouldn't tell them every single thing I ate for breakfast on Saturday?
Please don't. Just give the direct answer. Yes, it was great. Or it was actually pretty quiet. That is step one. But if you stop there, you kill the conversation. That brings us to the second A, which is the most important one.
Which is?
Add. You need to add one small detail or feeling. I like to call this the hook.
A hook, like for fishing. We talked about hooks in introductions. Is this the same thing?
It is very similar. When you are fishing, the hook catches the fish. In conversation, the add catches the other person's interest. It gives them something to grab onto. If you just say, "My weekend was good," there is no hook. The surface is smooth. But if you say, "My weekend was good, I finally saw that new Marvel movie," now you have a hook.
I see. The hook is Marvel movie. Now the other person can ask about the movie.
Precisely. You are giving them a gift. You are making it easy for them to talk to you. You can add a fact, a feeling, or a reason.
Can you give me an example of adding a feeling?
Sure. Imagine someone asks, "Do you like your job?"
Okay, do you like your job?
I could answer, "Yes, that is the answer." But then I add, "Yes, I love it. It makes me feel really creative."
Ah, creative is the feeling. That is the hook.
Right. Or I could add a reason. "Yes, I love it because I get to meet new people every day."
That is really helpful. I think I do the answer part, but I often forget the add part. I just assume people don't want to hear the details.
That is a very common fear, Dave. We worry about boring people. But remember, one detail is not boring. One detail is helpful. 10 details might be boring, but one is perfect.
Okay, so answer and add. What is the third A?
The third A is ask. This is where you bounce the ball back. You ask a question to the other person.
This takes the pressure off me, right? Because now they have to talk.
Exactly. And people love talking about themselves. If you finish your turn with a question, you are safe. You can relax and listen while they answer.
So the full formula is answer the question, add a detail, and ask a question back.
You got it. Answer, add, ask. Let's try a role play to see how this sounds in real life. I will play the role of a colleague meeting you at a conference. I will ask you a question, and I want you to use the AAA framework.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm nervous, but I'm ready.
Don't be nervous. Just follow the steps. Here we go. So, Dave, is this your first time in New York?
No, I have been here before. Oh wait, I stopped. I forgot to add and ask.
You did. And do you feel that silence?
Yes, it feels heavy. Let me try again.
Go ahead. Is this your first time in New York?
No, I have been here a few times. I actually came for a holiday last year. Have you been here before?
Perfect. That was so natural. Let's look at what you did.
Well, first I answered, no, I have been here a few times.
Good. Then I added a detail. I actually came for a holiday last year. Excellent usage of the word actually, by the way. That is a great connector word. It signals that you are adding more information.
Thanks. And then I asked, have you been here before?
And because you asked that, now I can say, oh yes, I live here, and the conversation keeps flowing. You saved us from the silence.
It feels much less stressful when I have a plan. I don't have to be funny or clever. I just have to follow the steps.
That is the secret, Dave. Confidence comes from having a structure. You don't need to be a comedian. You just need to be interested.
Jessica, does this work for casual situations too? Like if I meet someone at a party or a coffee shop?
Absolutely. The structure is the same, but the vocabulary changes a little bit. In a professional setting, you might talk about work or travel. In a casual setting, you talk about the environment, food, or hobbies.
Can we try a casual one? Maybe we are at a friend's barbecue.
Great scenario. Okay, I am holding a burger and I turn to you. Hey Dave, how do you know the host Sarah?
Okay, AAA. Answer, we went to college together. Add, we used to study in the same library every night. Ask, how did you meet her?
Boom, perfect. You answered, you gave a nice nostalgic detail about the library, and you bounced the ball back to me.
I think the ask part is usually the hardest for me. Sometimes I can't think of a question fast enough.
That is a very common problem. If you get stuck on the ask, here is a pro tip. You can almost always use the bounce back question.
What is the bounce back question?
It is simply, how about you?
Oh, that is easy.
It is the easiest question in the world. I love this music. How about you? I'm from Canada. How about you? It works in almost every situation.
That is a lifesaver. So if my brain freezes, I just say, how about you?
Yes, or what about you? They mean the same thing.
Okay, I want to try one more, but maybe a harder one. What if the question is negative? Like, what if I'm having a bad day?
Oh, that is a great question. You can still use AAA, but you have to be careful with the add. You don't want to complain too much.
Right, I don't want to bring the mood down.
Exactly. Let's imagine you are tired. I ask, how are you doing today, Dave?
Answer, I'm okay, just a bit tired. Add, my neighbors were having a loud party all night. Ask, did you get any sleep?
That was okay. But did you get any sleep? Sounds a little intense. It assumes I also had a bad night.
True, it sounded a bit grumpy. How would you fix it?
I would keep the answer and the add, but change the ask to something positive. I'm a bit tired because of my neighbor's party, but I'm happy to be here. How is your day going?
Ah, I see. You pivoted back to the positive. How is your day going is much safer.
Yes, when you are sharing something negative, try to pivot to a neutral or positive question. It keeps the energy up.
This is really starting to click. Answer, add, ask. It's a rhythm.
It really is. And to help our listeners really get this rhythm, I think we should do a little quiz.
Oh, I love quizzes. Is this a pass or fail test?
No grades here, just practice. We are going to play best reply. I will give a scenario and an answer. Then I will give 3 options for the add and ask part. You have to tell me which one is the best for keeping the conversation going.
Okay, listeners, are you ready? You can play along with us. What is scenario number 1?
Scenario 1. You are at a coffee shop waiting for your drink. Another customer says to you, wow, it is so busy in here today. You want to reply. Option A, you say, yes. Option B, you say, yes, it is always busy on Mondays. Do you come here often? Option C, you say, yes, I hate waiting. The service is terrible.
Okay, let's look at them. Option A is just yes. That violates the rule. It stops the conversation.
Correct. Option A is a conversation killer.
Option C adds a detail, I hate waiting, but it is very negative. It feels like complaining to a stranger.
Right. Unless you want to start an argument or a complaint session, it is a bit risky.
So it has to be option B. Yes, it is always busy on Mondays. That is the add. Do you come here often? That is the ask.
Correct. Option B is the winner. It validates their comment, adds some knowledge about the shop, and invites them to share their routine.
Okay, I got one right. Give me another one.
Scenario 2. You are at a job interview. The interviewer asks, do you have experience with social media?
Option A, yes, I do. Do you? Option B, yes, I have an Instagram account for my cat. Do you like cats? Option C, yes, I managed the Facebook page for my last company for 2 years. Is social media a big part of this role?
Oh, this is tricky because of the context. We are in a job interview, not a party.
Context is key.
Option A, yes, I do. Do you? Sounds a bit rude to ask the interviewer.
It is a bit aggressive, yes.
Option B is about a cat. I mean, I love cats, but that is probably too casual for a job interview.
Unless you are applying to work at a pet shop, yes, it is too casual.
So it must be option C. Yes, I manage the Facebook page. That is a professional ad. And the ask, is social media a big part of this role, shows I am interested in the job.
Exactly. Option C is perfect. Notice how the ask step changes in an interview. In a casual chat, you ask about the person. In an interview, you usually ask about the job or the company.
That is a great distinction. Casual equals person, interview equals job.
You are on fire today, Dave. Let's do one more.
Bring it on.
Scenario 3. You are meeting your partner's parents for the first time. The mother asks, "Did you have a nice trip getting here?" Option A. Yes, it was fine. The traffic was okay. Do you like driving? Option B. Yes, thank you. The drive was beautiful, especially coming through the hills. Have you lived in this area long? Option C. No, the traffic was a nightmare and my car broke down.
Okay, option C is a disaster. Don't start with a complaint to the in-laws.
Definitely not. First impressions matter.
Option A is, okay, do you like driving is a valid question, but it feels a little bit random.
It is a bit generic. It is a closed question too.
So option B, the drive was beautiful, especially coming through the hills. That is a lovely odd. And have you lived in this area long opens up a whole story for them.
Precisely. Option B shows you are positive and interested in their history. It builds a relationship immediately.
I see a pattern here. The best ad is usually positive or specific, and the best ask connects to the other person's experience.
You have cracked the code, Dave. That is the essence of AAA.
You know, Jessica, before we move on, I want to ask our listeners something.
What is that?
If you are finding this framework helpful and you want to join our community of English learners, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. We release new episodes every week to help you speak confidently.
Yes, please do. It really helps us create more lessons for you. And if you click the bell, you won't miss our next topic.
Okay, Jessica, I feel good about AAA. Answer, add, ask. But sometimes, even with this plan, I get stuck. Stuck how? Well, sometimes I answer, I add, I ask, and then we talk about that topic for 5 minutes. And then I get bored, or I run out of things to say about that specific topic. How do I change the subject without being rude?
Ah, the pivot. This is an advanced technique, but it is very easy to learn. You need a transition phrase. My favorite one is speaking of.
Speaking of, how do I use that?
You use it to connect a word in the current conversation to a new topic. It's like a bridge. Can you give me an example? Let's say we are talking about the weather. We've been talking about rain for 5 minutes. It's getting boring.
Okay.
Yeah, it has been raining a lot lately. I can say, it really has. Speaking of rain, did you hear about the flooding in Venice? I saw it on the news. Oh, I see. You took rain and used speaking of rain to jump to Venice. Now we are talking about travel or news. Exactly. Or maybe we are talking about food. This burger is delicious.
Yeah, it's great.
Speaking of food, have you tried that new Italian restaurant downtown?
Nice. So you just grab one word from the current chat and use it to jump.
Yes. And if you can't find a connection, you can use the phrase, by the way.
By the way, that signals a complete change, right?
Yes. By the way means, I am changing the topic now. For example, yeah, traffic is terrible. By the way, are you coming to the meeting next week?
That is very useful. It is a hard turn.
It is. Use speaking of for smooth turns and by the way for sharp turns.
Speaking of, by the way, and actually, these are little connector words that act like glue. They hold the conversation together.
That is a beautiful way to put it, Dave. Glue words. They make you sound fluent. Beginners speak in short, choppy sentences. Fluent speakers use glue words to connect their ideas.
I want to go back to one thing you mentioned earlier, Jessica. You said we need to ask to take the pressure off. But what grammar should we use for these questions? I always worry about getting the word order wrong.
That is a valid worry.
Question formation can be tricky, but for the AAA framework, you can mostly rely on two types of questions:
Which two?
yes-no questions and WH questions.
Can you remind us of the difference?
A yes-no question starts with a verb like do, are, or have. Do you like coffee? Are you busy? Have you been here?
And the answer is usually yes or no.
Right. These are safe and easy. But WH questions are more powerful. These start with who, what, where, when, why, or how.
Where are you from? What do you do?
Exactly. These questions invite a longer answer. If you really want to keep the conversation going, try to use a WH question in your ask step.
So instead of do you like travel, I should ask where is your favorite place to travel?
Yes. Do you like travel gets a yes. Where is your favorite place gets a story.
That is a pro tip. WH questions open the door wider.
They certainly do. But Dave, don't stress about the grammar too much. If you make a mistake and say where you go last year instead of where did you go, people will still understand you.
That is good to hear. Connection is more important than perfection, right?
Always. The goal is to connect, not to pass a grammar test.
Jessica, I feel like I have a toolkit now. I have the AAA framework, answer, add, ask. I have the how about you, bounce back, and I have speaking of to change the topic.
You are fully equipped, Dave. You are ready for any networking event, party, or coffee break.
I feel ready, but I think I need to practice. It is easy to understand in my head, but harder to do with my mouth.
Practice is essential, and you don't need a partner to practice this. You can practice in the shower or while driving.
How? By talking to myself?
Yes. Imagine someone asks you, "What did you do today?" Then say your AAA answer out loud. I went to work. Answer. It was busy, but I finished a big project. Add. What did you do? Ask.
I am going to try that. My neighbors might think I am crazy talking to myself in the car, but I don't care.
Let them think what they want. You are becoming fluent.
You know, Jessica, we have covered a lot today. Should we do a quick recap for everyone?
Great idea. Let's summarize the main points.
First, the problem. The post-intro freeze happens because we give one-word answer. We treat conversation like an interrogation.
Right. To fix this, we use the AAA framework.
Step 1 is answer. Keep it short and direct.
Step 2 is add. This is the bridge. Add a detail, a feeling, or a reason. This is the hook for the other person.
And step 3 is ask. Bounce the ball back. Use how about you if you get stuck.
We also talked about pivots. Use speaking of to connect topics smoothly.
And finally, try to use WH questions to get longer answers, but don't panic about grammar mistakes.
That is a perfect summary. Dave, I think you are ready to graduate from the AAA Academy.
I would like my diploma, please.
Your diploma is your next conversation. And speaking of conversations, we want to start one with you, our wonderful listeners.
Yes, we want you to practice the AAA framework right now in the comments.
Here is your challenge. Imagine I just asked you, what is your favorite way to relax?
What is your favorite way to relax? That is the question.
We want you to write your reply in the comments using answer, add, and ask.
For example, I might write, I love reading. Answer. It helps me escape reality for a while. Add. What is the last book you read? Ask.
Exactly. Answer the question, add a detail, and ask us a question back. We will be reading your comments and replying to as many as we can.
It is a great way to practice without the pressure of speaking face-to-face.
And if you haven't yet, please share this video with a friend who is learning English. Maybe you can practice AAA together.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We hope you feel a little less nervous about those awkward silencers.
You are all amazing. Remember, every conversation is just a series of small steps. You can do this. We believe in you.
Keep practicing. Keep smiling.
And we will see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
See you soon.